Tyler with Grammarly's Hack is writing an email to his boss.
Jo Leute, was geht? Ich bin's Kevin und wir kommen auf ReactPentschuk und wir gucken uns heute Horror-Videos an. Also so von Gameplays oder was auch immer, die besten Momente und ich hab voll Bock drauf. Und wir sehen uns nach dem Intro wieder.
Zombie Apocalypse.
Jo Leute, da sind wir schon wieder und wir starten direkt mal das Video und go!
Gaming Bolt presents 15 jump out of your seat scary moments in video games. We have a lot of ground to cover here, so let us dive right in. Outlast. In the early stages of the game, as
Outlast kennt ja echt jeder. Habe ich aber noch nie gespielt.
You come across a thin, sickly-looking body slumped over in a wheelchair. It seems like nothing at first, just another casualty in the massacre that has swept through the premise. But as you walk by the body, it suddenly leaps up, screaming at you and trying to grab a hold of you. It comes out of nowhere and tries to murder you. And it isn't the first thing in the game to do so.
Erschrocken habe ich mich jetzt nicht so, aber vielleicht kann ich das ein bisschen lauter stellen.
Ray wanders into a dark room and has a feeling that something is wrong.
So.
As she traces her flashlight around the room, its beam falls on a pale head, veiled by thin black hair floating out from behind a wall. She freezes in terror, unsure of what she has just seen. Suddenly, a pair of ghostly arms appear from behind her, slowly reaching up to her throat.
Alter, ich hab schon richtig Angst gerade. Ich spüre das schon am Herzen. Bitte kein Hurensohn.
Outlast, not again.
Ja, okay, so gruselig war das jetzt auch nicht. Das war ja dieses Mädchen von der Fluch oder so. Ich glaube, ihr kennt den Film. Die haben 3 Teile oder so und gucken wir mal weiter, ne?
After exploring the desolate asylum, you're chased by various inmates throughout the facility. After a long and trying chase, you arrive at an elevator. A voice echoes over the PA, telling you that you'll be safe, and just as you think you're free from the maniacs, finally taking a breath, the asylum's demented doctor grabs you and carries you off.
You made the right choice here, buddy.
Ja, okay.
Hey, you're that bullshit.
Wenn man das spielt, ich habe noch nie so ein Horrorspiel gespielt, früher mal vor ein paar Jahren, aber da muss doch dein Herz richtig pochen. Keine Ahnung, ey, da kriegst du voll die Paranoias, oder nicht?
Priest's guy, aren't you? As a witness or whatever, you must be exhausted. No, let's take a break, huh, buddy? The old 2-martini lunch? Have a little confab, blah blah.
PT. During one of those hallway loops, as you reach the center of the hall, you hear a voice over the radio say, "Look behind you." You're immediately filled with dread as you slowly do a 180. Then, as you face the other way, the game's haunting female ghost leaps in front of the camera before everything goes black.
Gebillert nach wie Suckensinn. Ah, tut mir leid. Suckensinn belehrt. Tut mir leid, ich bin ein bisschen erkältet. Okay. Da habe ich mich leicht erschrocken gerade, aber nur leicht. Ja. Also das habe ich auf jeden Fall nicht kommen sehen.
Alien Isolation. The entire game is a terrifying, tension-soaked adventure, but nothing made our skin crawl more than crawling through a vent trying to survive, only to realize that we weren't alone. As we ignited our flare, casting a dim red light throughout the metallic tunnel, the xenomorph suddenly leaps out from the shadows, sinking its teeth into us as everything faded into black. Dead Space 2. At one point during the player's horrific journey,
Ungelogen, Dead Space ist so ein geiles Spiel. Also wenn ihr das gespielt habt, dann spielt ihr das genauso wie ich. Ey, das hat mega Spaß gemacht und ey, das war einfach zu krank, Alter. Und mir hat es auf jeden Fall gefallen.
Clark walks through a large freezer with what looks like human bodies, frozen in stasis behind massive cryotubes. As he enters the area, a shriek breaks through the silence, as decomposing bodies break out of the tubes, frantically grasping at Isaac, trapping him in his own nightmare. Condemned, Criminal Origins.
Ja, bei Dead Space, das sind immer nur diese Sounds, die einen so krass erschrecken. Ich habe mich auch gerade leicht erschreckt, aber ich kannte die Szene ja schon, aber immer wieder aufs Neue, ey, krank.
As you make your way through the story of Condemned, you find yourself in a dingy locker room. After opening one of the lockers, you discover a bloodied corpse stuffed inside the metal box. You're instructed to snap a picture of the body, but as you zoom in on its blood-soaked skin, it springs to life, wrapping its skeletal fingers around your wrist. He looks right at you and begs for your help, all the while still hunkered over in the locker.
Help me.
Dead Space, The Necromorphs. The first minutes of Dead Space are eerily quiet. Isaac Clarke and his crew approach the USG Ishimura, remarking at the lack of activity on the vessel. They board the ship and walk through the abandoned halls. Then, as the crew tries to gain their bearings, a sinewy, gnarled figure drops from the ceiling. It rises up, brandishes the knives it has for hands, and cuts into Isaac's crew as he rushes to the elevator, trying to avoid the bizarre creature.
The tram system's offline. Getting around is going to be difficult.
Gleich kommt da einer rein, zack. Kennt man das. Das war, glaube ich, Teil 1 oder so.
Automatic quarantine must have tripped when the filtration system restarted. Everybody relax.
What was that? Did you hear that?
Not sure.
What the hell? I don't know. Something's in the room with us.
Power!
Come on. Come on. Guys!
Isaac, get the hell out of there!
The door's unlocked! Run! Run, Isaac! Get the hell out of there!
Komm, in den Aufzug, Junge!
Until Dawn.
To see
it.
At one point in Until Dawn, Chris and Ashley are walking through the basement of the house when they see a dollhouse sitting in the corner. They open it only to find an exact replica of a scene that took place a year prior, comprised entirely out of naked dolls. As they realize what they're looking at, one of the dolls opens its eyes and whips its head around, staring at them with dead porcelain
It was
eyes.
set up by someone who was there.
Or someone or something that was watching us.
Maybe it's a warning. I think someone put this here to mess with us.
No, it has to be the ghost. It's trying to tell us the maniac killed Hannah and Beth.
I think it's this bastard that he's here trying to fuck with our heads.
Why would
Junge,
he
ich
set
hab
this
so
all up,
Angst vor
Chris?
Puppen, ne? Das ist nicht mehr normal.
He's trying to tell us that he's gonna come after us all too. Yikes!
Soma.
Naja.
As you venture through the story, you're sometimes consumed with what appears to be static as the screen grows blurry and howling intensifies. Racing through dimly lit halls constantly trailed by the howling and trying to avoid whatever is chasing you. The sense of dread is constant. You never feel safe as the world around you crumbles. Even your own vision isn't safe. Amnesia, a machine for pigs. At one point in the game, as you walk through rows of crates with only your lamp to lead you, the light shines over a small, boar-like creature trudging between the aisles. Then, as the lights flicker above you, strange sounds emanate from around you. When they finally flicker back on, the small creature is lumbering towards you, fully intent on ending you. Fear. The first-person horror game was layered in suspense and shadows, but the real star was
Fear.
Alma, the mysterious girl who was at the
Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob ihr noch 4 von früher kennt. Ich glaube, das war dieses eine mit den, dieses Mädchen da in diesem Spiel, glaube ich. Also ich habe noch nie gespielt, aber ich habe mir immer Videos davon reingezogen und ich fand das eigentlich sehr nice.
center of the game's
Ja.
conflict. She would appear out of nowhere, striding in amidst the chaos. Her purpose is unknown,
weiß sie doch.
but she appears to be pulling the strings, masterminding the entire game. You can never harm her, and she only appears when she sees fit.
Ach ja, die guten alten Werbungen, ne? Wer kennt's? Alter, Junge.
The Evil Within. Early in the game, after discovering that a strange plague has taken over the denizens of the city, players find themselves in an empty barn. A faint noise can be heard, but it's not clear where it's coming from. Then, a massive man with a chainsaw bursts through the barn wall, rushing at the player. It came out of the blue and then began to earnestly stalk us, chainsaw revving and taking bullet after bullet before finally succumbing.
Der ist doch eh schon halb tot, Alter. Ja, ob die Tür einfach so aufgeht, ne?
Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. The game eventually leads you into a maze of underground sewers, with each tunnel having seemingly no end. Then, as you walk around aimlessly, a child's laughter penetrates the silence as your vision begins to blur. Then, amid the blur, a man appears out of nowhere and is suddenly right in front of you, blocking your path. Amnesia, Mysterious Castle, a strange monster.
Ungelogen, das war bis jetzt überhaupt nicht gruselig. Da gab es 2, 3 Momente, da sage ich ja, okay, leicht erschrocken, aber was ist das überhaupt? Ich habe das Video davor noch gar nicht gekannt. Ich dachte, das wäre voll, weißt du? Oder wisst ihr, beziehungsweise, ne? Und irgendwie ist das richtig reingekackt, Alter, aber...
Waddles out of the darkness. A large red tongue hanging over its gaping mouth, it rushes towards you, lurching out of the corners of the castle. Which moment did you get scared of? And if you like what we're doing, go ahead and click that subscribe button.
Ja,
See you soon.
pack deine Titten, ey, genau. Ja, ohne Spaß. Dieses Video war echt Mut. Ich weiß auch nicht, warum das 11.000 Likes hat. Das ist ja echt mega scheiße. Erstmal ein Dislike da gelassen. Jo. So, wenn es euch gefallen hat, like da. Also auf jeden Fall, wenn euch das gefallen hat, könnt ihr ein Like da lassen, ein Feedback und ein Abo natürlich. Und wir sehen uns nächstes Mal wieder. Ciao.